Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of direct variation. This is standard 8.5E in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 9 off the 2016 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we've got the value of y. It varies directly with x, and that's going to be a big clue for us because they're going to give us some x and y when y is 75, x is 1/2, and then we need to find the value of y when x is 2 1/4, but they don't give us an equation. We know how to solve for a variable, but they don't give us an equation, but this is our clue right here. So this direct variation, or it varies directly, is actually something that we are familiar with. If we look on our mathematics chart, we're going to see y equals kx. So all that simply means is that you're going to take your y and you're going to find your y when you have your x multiplied by some type of slope, some type of constant right there, that k, and that obviously is going to change. The difference between this and our slope-intercept form, right, is the slope-intercept form has the m, which just serves as the k. I'm not sure why we have two different letters there. But the biggest difference is the slope-intercept form, right? Y equals mx, y equals kx. It's the same thing, m and k. But they've got the plus b. So that makes it non-proportional because you're always going to offset this. It's not going through the origin. That's what makes it different. So we're not using the slope-intercept, we're using the direct variation. So let's just see, when y equals 75, substitute in 75 for y. We've got our k right there, unknown, and then x is 1/2. All right, so if I can solve for k, then I can look at this next one, because look at this next one. They want me to know y. They give me the x. So if I know the k and the x, I can solve for y. So it's that same k that I'm going to use for both. So how do we find that k? Well, k is being multiplied by 1/2, so we need to think what's the inverse of that. You could divide that by 1/2, or you can multiply by 2. It's kind of strange because it's already a fraction. So 1/2 times 2, remember, we just want to cancel it out. It's going to make 1. Right, so 1/2 times 2 over 1 equals 2 over 2, which equals 1, which that's exactly what we want, which means we got to bring the multiply by 2 on both sides. So it's a balanced equation still. And so I figured out that k equals 2 times 75, or 150. So what we actually solve for is also something that you will find on the mathematics chart. It's called the constant of proportionality. And if you want to just solve for k in itself, you're going to get this k equals y over x, which is just another form of this. All I did is divide both sides by x. So that's what we did. We did our 150 equals, our y was 75. The reason we multiplied by 2 is because we divided by 1/2. And when you divide by a fraction, it's like multiplying by whatever by the inverse of that fraction. And so 2 over 1 is just 2. So once we have that, we're good. So let's go to our y equals kx, and let's just plug in what we have. Y equals kx, that's our direct variation. So now we need to find out what y is when k is 150. And then x is 2 1/4. All right, so I'm going to kind of do this in two chunks, right? I'm going to kind of distribute out. I'm going to do 150 times 2, 150 times 1/4. So 150 times 2 is easy. I'm just going to double it to 300. Now I need to do 150 times 1/4. So 150 times 1/4 is going to be the same as 150 over 4. So I just need to divide up, right? Or I can just cut it in half, right? That's going to be 75 over 2, and that's going to be 37.5 over 1. So I need to add this with this. The answer here is going to be B.